Hi, everyone.
Woohoo!
Welcome back to the Madison Satcast. We have a new feature that we're going to cover this year. We're going to do week by week breakdowns of what we saw in the college football world.
Hell yeah.
Maybe the pro too. I don't know.
I don't know. We haven't really figured out how we're gonna handle the NFL so much. I
Yeah.
mean, we're both kind of dorks about it. So like I'm sure we're gonna be watching it, paying attention. I'm sure we're gonna be talking about it. But we
hmm
haven't really figured out a format for it yet. But definitely gotta add the college football into the rotation of the episodes for sure. Ah.
Yeah. All right. What did you see? What did you like? What were you looking forward to when this week started?
Well, okay, so um first of all, week 0, because we got to talk about that.
Yeah,
Um,
that game was awesome.
oh, dude, it was such a good game. Georgia Tech, fucking like absolute amazing how they played and pulled it out. Um, and Florida State shit in the bed. You know their season of revenge was cut very short.
It sure was.
But yeah, Ireland was great, dude. Pat McAfee's whole, Pat being there. They had a good time. It looked like Seamus fucking being the only one to make the call to go with Georgia Tech. I thought that was cool as shit, man, because Seamus got some extra love, from the non pro wrestling community for being the first celebrity picker and getting right
hmm
on being the only one to call him. That was pretty fucking cool. I don't know how much of it you saw, but Seamus playing bartender at the bar they were at for McAfee's show. Oh, that was fucking awesome.
I saw Pat got fucking hammered.
Oh, dude, Sheamus got him hammered. Sheamus just
Yeah.
kept fucking giving him beers, and then the crowd was cheering him on to chug him. Dude, one of the best clips that came out of that whole thing. There was a point where Pat was like backed away from his microphone, and he picked up a full Guinness, and he brought it up to his mouth, and he's like back from the mic, and he brings it up, and he kind of puts it down, and he's you can see him doing the whole, and he takes his deep breath, and then he goes to drink it, and then he gets it there, and he's like, no, and he fucking puts it down on the table. I was like, woo, that's how you know that boy had some to drink right there. But that was a great start to the season. And then going into week 1, again, riding with the Pat McAfee energy, going into West Virginia. That was the start of the week for me, really, and you know, they got punched. They got punched. Yeah, they got punched. Penn State looked much better than I thought they would. Penn State came out and looked pretty fucking good.
Yeah. I can't tell if it's Penn State looking good or if West Virginia looked really bad.
I didn't think West Virginia looked that bad. I think Penn State's look, the first big thing that you have to say is that the Big Ten was 16-1 this week. I understand there are cupcakes in there, but they're not all cupcakes. Minnesota was the only loss, and that was to North Carolina. I think North Carolina is going to make some people pay attention to them this year,
How about
personally.
the finish in that?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
missed the
yeah,
field goal and they set off fireworks.
yeah. And I think, and again, I think that North Carolina is a better. They're not going to be like. I'm not saying North Carolina is going to like make a playoff run or some shit, but I think they're better than a lot of people are giving them credit for. Minnesota was supposed to be the surprise of the Big Ten, even though they were what, like plus 30,000 or some shit to win
Yeah,
the.
30,000 to win the Big Ten. Yep.
But Nebraska looked good. Penn State looked good. I watched the Wisconsin West Michigan game because I'm a Wisconsin fan. I live close. I go to their games, stuff like that. It was Western Michigan, but the thing I'm gonna say is teams are gonna have a fucking problem with Wisconsin's offense this year. Their offensive line is good, and they have a 3-headed running attack. And what's his name? What's the quarterback they got from Duke? I fucking forgot his name already. Watched him all game, but he's a transfer from Duke. He's quarterback for Wisconsin right now.
Oh, dude, that's Notre Dame.
Oh, well, who's
Riley Leonard.
quarterbacking? Oh, right, yeah, that's Riley. Fuck, I'm an
Yeah.
idiot. I got those two mixed up. Who's quarterbacking UW?
Let me see. I remember they got a big transfer.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I
Miami,
was thinking
Tyler
of
Van
Riley.
Dyke.
Oh yeah, Van Dyke. Yeah, he
Yeah.
can move the ball. They're gonna be good. The Big Ten looks good. I don't know where I had the USC game on back here. So USC is down 13-17 right now against LSU in the fourth quarter. They're driving. Who knows what's gonna happen? But if they win, the Big Ten will have gone 17-1 in week one. And some of those games weren't just pushovers. So
So what I
yeah.
took out of this week was the AP poll has no fucking idea how good and bad teams really are.
Oh,
Oregon's number 3, and they almost lost to Idaho.
how fucking awful was that? Like, honestly, like, I get it. You play a cupcake in week one, and sometimes they stay in the game a little too long, right? Like, I
Yeah.
get that.
Dylan
But
Gabriel threw 50 passes.
you're ranked third in the country, dude.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the spread was on that, but I know they didn't fucking cover it.
No, not at all. Tennessee looked like absolute world beaters.
Yes.
They were up like 52-0 in the first half.
Chattanooga.
44 to 45 to 0. Who's it? Ole Miss? What they win like 79-0?
Yeah, Old Miss had a good
76-0.
run over week.
Texas beat Colorado State 52-0.
I have that one written down too because Texas is kind of a show me team this year, right?
Quinn
Like,
Ewers, yeah.
yeah, but
They lost a lot too.
dude, you're in the SEC now.
Yeah, they're gonna get beat up.
Yeah, and I mean Alabama didn't fuck around. Ole Miss didn't fuck around. Auburn, I did Auburn even play? I didn't write Auburn down actually, but dude, I mean, oh, and then A&M. Can we? We'll just take a minute to talk about A&M. You want to talk about teams that had something to prove? Notre Dame comes into the season ranked 7. They've got 5 new starting linemen. All 5 starting linemen, first time starters. It's not the first time they've been in a game, but it's the first time they're starters. All of them in line. And they go into the most raucous stadium in college football. And it's week 1, which means every team has a chance. A&M is new to the SEC. Their fans are fucking jacked up thinking if we beat Notre Dame in week 1, if we beat a top 10 team in week 1, we can make a run, right? And Notre Dame comes in there with brand new linemen, learning a new system with and put that game away in the second half. Put it away. And I was so impressed, dude. Like as a Notre Dame fan, I get in this. I mean, I'm a Chicago Bears fan, so this is the same feeling across both. And Hard Knocks is really okay. Anyway, so Notre Dame fucking comes out and does this shit and impresses the shit out of me. And I completely expected them to lose. Like 100%, I expected them to lose. They had the cards stacked against them. A&M is coming out into the SEC. Their stadium is fucking insane. It is so goddamn loud, even in the broadcast, dude. It is so loud. And you got new linemen. I don't know how to stress this enough. And it's like, if this was week 8 or week 10 and A&M had already lost 3 games, like it wouldn't have felt the same. But it's week 1, and in week 1 everybody's got a shot. You know what I'm saying? It's that mentality. Even the West Virginia thing, that's why Penn State, I think, looks, to me, they come out looking more impressive than West Virginia just looking bad, because they had to go in there and play hard in a harsh environment right out the gate. And when you look across the college landscape of all the cupcakes and everything, it's like, I give Notre Dame a lot of credit. Now, with that said, the rest of their schedule, the rest of the season is not up to snuff with, any of these. I mean,
Conference games.
yeah, I mean, if you're in the Big Ten or the SEC, your schedule is a gauntlet, an absolute gauntlet. So Notre Dame doesn't have that, and they don't have a conference championship game. So no matter what, they're going to have to play an extra playoff game if they, that's just how it's going to go for them. And I think they deserve it. I love them, but until they want to join a fucking conference, this is what it's going to be. It's what it's going to be. Because, dude, every team in these conferences by the end of the season are going to have proven that they deserve to be there.
I know a wise man yesterday said that.
Oh God, yes, you called the fucking score.
I don't know how that happened, but
no, you hit it. Notre Dame by 10. You texted me before the game started.
Yeah, I didn't think A&M's quarterback was going to be that great. I'm not a real big Riley Leonard guy. He's going to figure it out. He'll get better. But
they don't have wide receivers right now. Their wide receivers have a lot of growth to go through too. Like the way Notre Dame looked yesterday is not how. I mean, you can say that about most teams, right? Like,
yeah.
Week 1 and week 8 are 2 different fucking things.
Yeah.
But yeah, they impressed me.
Auburn played Alabama, A&M, and they won 73-3.
Yeah. So I mean, there you go. The SEC is going to be insane. The Big Ten is...
Notre Dame is not the number 7 team in the nation. It's just they're not that good. They're probably top 15. I think that they're going to have a lot of showings like that where they win 24-17 this year. Their defense is pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think many other teams are going to score. Fucking, I think that they're going to have, and again, I'm going to say the same thing about the Bears, by the way, when we talk about fucking NFL. The thing that's going to make the difference this season for both of these teams is that they have elite level defenses, and that makes a difference. It just does. And I'm not going to say you're wrong, because again, when you take things into account, like the offensive line, having them at 7 might be generous, but I think the preseason rankings are supposed to show what they predict the rankings are going to look like at the end of the season. And if you ask me right now if I think Notre Dame is going to be in the top 10 at the end of the season, I am going to say, now that they beat A&M week 1 at A&M, 100% yes. Like I absolutely believe that. Especially looking at their schedule. And yes, they still do have rough games. They are still playing LSU. They are still playing Michigan. Or not Michigan, I'm sorry. At USC, like they're still going to play teams. So it's not,
They're playing Florida State.
Yeah. Well, and that's a problem too, because Florida State's already 0-1. So now, like, you don't want that. You, like, right now I'm going to be the biggest fucking A&M fan the rest of the season. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be cheering for A&M the rest of the season, because your quality of competitor counts. Like that shit counts. So if A&M goes out and loses and is only a 500 team, that looks like shit for Notre Dame. That win suddenly doesn't have the same luster, you know.
They
But,
actually A&M, looking at their schedule, they actually they
oh
don't
no, I
play
know.
place. They play Missouri, LSU, and Texas. That's their only ranked games as of now. So they lucked out with that SEC draw.
Oh hell yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, those
But
are the. So what else do I got? Those are
Clemson,
pretty much.
Georgia.
Oh yeah, yeah. So Georgia definitely looks like the national champions in weight, but we'll see. It's a long season.
Yeah,
Georgia,
they have a tough schedule too, though.
oh, of course they do, but they do every year, right? So that's the thing for these SEC teams. They're not looking at the schedule thinking it's any worse than it's always been. You know, they're still playing the same amount of really tough teams. Actually, it's even a little bit more watered down when you look at it. Miami. I wanted to talk a minute about Miami because I did not see them going into the swamp and making Florida look like a B level team, and they did.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Ward, phew, that offense is going to be high fucking powered. Miami's going to shock some people, I think. Like they're like I'm going to be picking them to win a lot of games going forward.
Florida's quarterback is the kid from Wisconsin.
Yes,
Mertz.
yeah, Graham
Yeah.
Mertz, yeah,
Yeah,
he looked like Graham Mertz.
he sure did.
Yeah,
Miami they only play one ranked team the rest of the year.
Is it Notre Dame? Don't they play Notre Dame?
Florida State.
Oh, we don't play Miami this year, huh? They're
No,
one of those. They're one of
Louisville.
those teams that we have like rivalry shit with, you know,
Catholics versus
convicts.
convicts. Yeah. Yeah, Georgia they really have a tough schedule. They play Alabama, they play Tennessee, they play Texas, and they
Mhm.
play Ole Miss. So
I
they're
mean,
going to have to earn it.
yeah, you just wonder with the added playoff week to like the added playoff games, you know, I've been playing a lot of. I'm sure we've already discussed this, but I've been playing a lot of NCAA 25, and I'm just going to tell you as like when you get to that point of the season, it's a lot more. Like, and I think the teams are going to feel it. I'm not going to project what's going to happen all the way out there because college football is too exciting to not just live week to week. That's why I want us to do week to week because I think that's, you know, teams change, exciting things happen. You learn shit. Like it's just such a fun college football is so fucking fun. It's just fun. But I think there's going to be, I think there's the potential for like a 3-loss national champion with this setup. Like it's going to be who you get. It's going to be when you get them. And it's going to be if you can win on that day, you know, because it's not just a one game, you know, either sell out in the first quarter. And if we can't beat them by halftime, they're going to win by 30 some points. It's like, you know, you still got to play another week after that if you want to get there. And then you still have to play another week after that. Like you don't just
USC just a touchdown 20
did
to
they
7.
really?
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, I'm rooting for him at this point. I've hated USC for a very long time. That's a Notre Dame rival as well. And I've never been a fan of theirs. I watched them beat Illinois in the Rose Bowl.
Juice Williams.
I was there. Yeah, that was a terrible game.
Was that Juice Williams?
I for Illinois. Yeah. I believe so. Yeah, I'm almost.
I remember USC beat the. It was Keyshawn Johnson. They beat Northwestern. Was that 1995 when they had that great?
Yeah, that's
season.
way back where. But anyway, but I'm rooting for him now because I'm a Big Ten dude. Like that's the Big Ten is my conference. I root for all the teams in the Big Ten, except for Ohio State. Well, and Michigan. I really hate Michigan too. But the point is, I want them to beat an SEC team in week one. They're playing an SEC team. Fuck them up, because I like the Big Ten SEC rivalry is going to be the biggest rivalry in college football going for a while, because this playoff system is going to turn into Big Ten versus SEC with other teams sprinkled in. It just like if you like look at the teams at the top that you're gonna get, like it's and the funniest thing is a second round game of Ohio State versus fucking Georgia could
It could
meet the
happen.
winner of a game that isn't in the same, like that isn't balanced in the same way, but there's an upset, and then they're just getting a team that has 3 losses. Like it's fun. It's entertaining. This season of college football has me more excited than I have been in a while. And the Hard Knocks thing I was going to mention, just because I'm getting all this out now, so we can just enjoy the rest of our lives. The Hard Knocks thing I was going to say is that it has me really excited, and Notre Dame has me really excited. And I looked at my wife last night and I was like, when was the last time, like how long has it been since I had a football season where I was like every Saturday and every Sunday for the football season, I am just locked in. Like, and it's gonna be if both my team, if Notre Dame and the Bears win on a weekend, it's gonna be fucking amazing. And if they both lose, I'm gonna be depressed the whole week until we get to the next week, kind of thing. And it's been probably since the national championship run. I mean, there might be a Kelly. Yeah, I mean, like it's been a long time, dude. It's been a long time. The Bears have been so bad for so long, and Notre Dame's been, oh, we're going to the playoffs, and we're gonna lose like we're a team from the MAC. Like it's not been fun. Also, I just went on that. The MAC did not show their ass this week. I got to watch some MAC teams play because of the Big Ten playing them and everything else. MAC teams, dude, the MAC, if you want to watch some exciting football games, the MAC is competitive as fuck.
That Tuesday night action.
Yep. I'm telling you, dude, those are good football games. NIU is going to win it this year. Seeing it.
I know that there's a team in Illinois that's going to get pasted next week at home. They play Kansas. Kansas is going to wipe the floor with the Illini.
Oh no, there's a couple teams that are from Illinois that are going to get pasted next week because Northern plays at Notre Dame. So my alma mater is playing against my favorite fucking team at Notre Dame. So that's going to be fucking awesome.
What do we have next week?
Oh, dude, Jayhawks. So let's talk about the Jayhawks. What do you got for the Jayhawks this year?
They're going to make the playoffs. I don't know how far they're going to go. It's a very senior led team. You have Jalen Daniels. If he can stay healthy, he's going to be awesome. You have a great two-back running backs. You have Devin Neal and Daniel Highshaw. They have a very solid receiving core. Luke Grimm, Lawrence Arnold. They cook. They probably
a nerd.
They probably have dude. They probably have the best 2 cornerbacks.
No! Oh no! No. You were fucking cooking, bro.
Melo Dotson had a pick 6 last week, and Kobe Bryant. If you remember anything about college football, you remember the wonderful pick 6 he had in Morgantown, and Pam Ward said interception, and then 5 seconds as he's running down the field, Kobe Bryant.
She probably didn't want to say
it. That's all she said during that pick 6.
Oh,
but they're going to be really good. the Big 12 is wide open. You have
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma State, Utah, and Kansas, probably the best three. Next week, I'm very excited for Texas, Michigan. By the way,
Are
that's
you
a
really? That
12
that
o'clock
yeah,
kickoff.
that dude.
I think Texas is going to beat the crap out of Michigan.
I mean, I'm kind of hoping they do. Again, I root for the Big Ten, but fuck Michigan. I'm sorry. Muck Michigan. That's the way you gotta say it. I don't know.
You have the Battle of Iowa next week. Iowa State, Iowa.
That's
Iowa's
gonna be a fucking
awful.
slobber knocker, dude.
Iowa is so bad.
Dude, but their defense,
That's all they
like,
have.
and
They don't
and
have. They don't have the man, Torrey Taylor, the crocodile punter anymore.
the crocodile punter, isn't that
Yeah.
the best nickname of all
It's
time?
hilarious.
Like, it is so good, and I think there's the potential that dude is gonna change punting in the NFL. Like, I don't know if you've actually watched what he does with the ball, like, but it's just not what we've seen. There's just something different about him. But I'm excited for the crocodile punter. Although I'm
Next
hoping
week
we don't see him too often.
we had Tennessee and NC State next week as well, which could be
Ooh,
really
that's a
good.
good one. Yeah. What else we got, buddy?
Everything else is like Middle
Week 2
Tennessee State.
cupcakes.
Yeah, Middle Tennessee State, Ole Miss. It's nothing. Michigan State plays Maryland in the first Big Ten opener.
Michigan
I don't know.
State's
They're not that good.
yeah.
Baylor plays Utah. That might be a
That's
decent-
actually important though. Like that.
Yeah, that's a Big 12 game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kansas State plays Tulane. If you don't know, Tulane beat them last year, and this one's at Tulane, so that could be upset brewing. Kansas State has a running quarterback who's terrible, named Avery Johnson. He can't really throw.
Who's
so,
terrible.
yeah. But
You gonna get out
it's-
to the Jayhawks new stadium?
Well, this year they're playing at the Sporting KC Stadium. They play.
Okay.
They played Lindenwood there the other night, and they play UNLV there 2 Fridays from now, and then all their Big 12 games are at Arrowhead this year.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And they're
So they're
'cause
not
they're
moving into the
renovating.
new stadium until next year?
Oh, they're just renovating. They completely tore it down and rebuilding it.
Okay. Right
So
on.
that'll be next year.
Right on.
But
Arrowhead.
Yeah, they're playing in Arrowhead. They play at West Virginia September 21st, but I have other commitments, so I can't go. Of course, the 1 week I have plans.
I was trying to figure out if I could. Yeah, I was trying to see if I could figure out what you had planned. So yeah, dude, college football. Hey, so do you have anything else you want to say on this topic?
I don't think we're going to see any upsets really next week, but there's 2 minutes left. LSU has the ball at the USC 13, so you can go watch Garrett Nussmeyer go wild. And we'll see you guys next week.
Hey, thank everybody for if you've watched us, if you've watched any of our stuff, we appreciate you guys. Seriously, we joke about not being watched, but if anybody's actually watching this shit, thank you very much. We do it for us and for content, but you know, we enjoy talking about this shit. So thank you.
We love you.
Absolutely. Love you.
Check out sackshop.io.
Yeah.
For all your shopping needs.
Mike Rips on YouTube. Great show.
I might be at 100 subscribers right now, by the way.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats, man.
Thank you. Oh no,
Anyway.
I'm at 99. I'm at 99, so you could be my 100th subscriber.
Well, I mean, I can't.
2 minutes.
I was
2
the
minutes,
first
34
subscriber.
seconds left. So
All right, man. Later. Peace.
Have a great night. Enjoy,
Love you
everybody.
guys. See ya.